Welcome to the Rainbow Sash Movement's news podcast. Joe Murray, the executive director of the Rainbow Sash Movement, has called on Michelle Bachmann to tone down her anti-gay rhetoric. Michelle Bachmann seems to be determined to develop her irrational and blinding prejudice against gay people, as exemplified by her promotion of change therapy for gay people. The Rainbow Sash Movement believes that Ms. Bachmann is recklessly promoting violence against gay people. What is the difference between Michelle Bachmann and the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops? On the surface, not much, but dig a little deeper, and you will see that both enable an environment of violence that is directed at not only gay youth, but the broader gay community. Both are promoting reckless prejudice that do serious harm to innocent members of the gay community and those perceived to be gay or lesbian. Both want the state to give their religious beliefs to discriminate against gay people the force of law. So what is a reasonable Catholic to think of all this? First, the Rainbow Sash Movement would ask that you pray over it, and remember that lacking charity is not a sign of gospel values. Then vote with your wallet and your feet. Finally, enter the caucuses in Iowa and loudly proclaim that Catholics are opposed to discrimination directed against gay people. We believe that both Michelle Bachmann and the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops are supporting a mentality that enables discrimination and violence against gay people. We call on all Catholics to remember that the Catholic Catechism states, gay people must be accepted with respect, compassion, and sensitivity. Every sign of unjust discrimination in their regard should be avoided. Bachmann and rival GOP candidate Rick Santorum recently found themselves facing scrutiny over a section of a pledge invoking slavery that has since been removed from a document. Here's an excerpt of the text in question. Slavery had a disastrous impact on African American families. Yet, sadly, a child born into slavery in 1860 was more likely to be raised by his mother and father in a two-parent household than was an African American baby born after the election of the USA's first president, who was African American. This statement is historically incorrect. Anybody who knows the history of slavery knows that black people were not even given the dignity of allowing to be married. Their families were ripped apart and their children were sold on the slave block. Hate is a slippery slope. Once you start, it soon becomes an addiction that throws reason and historical facts out the window and allows you to only see the splinter in your neighbor's eye, but not the log in your own. We encourage Catholics in Iowa to involve themselves in the Iowa caucuses and vote against hate and intolerance. Thank you to listener for listening to this issue of the Rainbow Sash Movement's podcast.